Welcome, I am Nixon B. Puthur. I am virtual faculty for Hope All Infoline, and we are continuing with a session on interview questions. Now, some of the questions have been written on the board. I'll just read it once. Tell me about your previous job. What were your responsibilities? How did you fare? Did you like your previous job? This is one of the questions which interviewers often ask, and in the middle of the interviewing session. This is to assess an interviewee's accomplishments, strengths, inconsistencies, and boastful comments, how you moved up in the ranks in your previous organization, and how you have to give examples as to how you establish yourself in the previous organization. And the last question, did you like your previous boss, is to assess what kind of rapport you had built with your previous boss. Now, how to answer this question? The previous job, firstly, you should address your accomplishments, what and all things you had achieved in your previous job. Coming to strengths and weakness, you should mention whether you are a good team player, how good a team player you have been in your previous organization, and what are the examples you can give for your strengths. Coming to weakness, you shouldn't mention any weakness that would be a potential failure in the organization where you have applied for. So do give your weakness by having in mind what are the things that the potential recruiter desires from you. So weaknesses, when you are answering, you should not show too much of enthusiasm. And another thing, the weakness should not blend with what is not required of you from the organization which is recruiting you. Coming to inconsistencies and boastful comments. Inconsistencies, if you say you had led a team but you were unable to show any kind of concrete accomplishment, it is an inconsistency. At one point you said you have led a team of 12 people, but when it comes to productivity, you could not show anything as a proof of what you have said. So this comes under boastful comments, and that would actually put the interviewer's mind into the thinking mode. So how you answer the inconsistencies and boastful comments would actually tell what kind of professional you are. Yes, we were discussing how you moved up in the ranks in your previous organization. Now, this would clearly show the interviewer how your accomplishments gave you better positions in your previous organization. Now, here you will have to clearly give examples how you moved up your organization, and with it you should show clearly how your accomplishments made you climb the ranks more easily. Giving examples, always make it a point that you are giving positive examples, and wherever you have committed mistakes, you should clearly tell the interviewer that it was a learning experience and it was a growing up experience. Now, the last part of the question, how did you fare and did you like your previous boss? It's more of you to tell what your boss thought about you from your mouth. That means it's your view about your boss. So you should be positive about your boss, no negative comments. Whatever negative things you wish to say should be positively wrapped and presented in a very positive manner. So whether you like your boss, the underlying point or the main line is being positive, and how your boss helped you become what you are in your previous organization. Coming to the next question, what makes you leave your present position and join us? This is one of interviewers' favorite questions. They want to know why you are joining their organization. Now, while answering this question, most interviewers would like to know what are the different things that you would find in your current employer which you didn't find in your previous employer. But make sure when you answer this question that you do not complain about your previous supervisor or boss. No negative comments about work culture in your previous organization, that the work culture was bad or something about any kind of bad comments about the work culture should be excluded, because the interviewer would immediately think, what is the guarantee that he won't be saying the same things about our organization when he leaves our organization? So this is the reason why you're not supposed to say bad things about your previous employer, because the interviewer would be putting the same things for his organization. Now, coming to the next part, that is, interviewer is not your company counselor. While interviewing, I have heard so many people even breaking down and crying and telling some of the bad things which took place in the previous organization. The interviewer is not the company counselor. You need not tell all the things that happened in your previous organization, especially some personal things which you might have felt bad. You need not disclose to the interviewer. So interviewer is not your company counselor and does not want to hear any of your personal personal things which happened in the previous organization. So confessions as such, no confessions, because the interviewer is not there to hear your confessions. He is there to assess you as an interviewee, as a potential candidate for their organization. So try to avoid any kind of confessions and try not to complain about your previous boss or supervisor, as I've mentioned in the previous question too, because the underlying philosophy behind this is that when you say bad about your previous boss, the same thing can be substituted for this organization, and the interviewer knows that when you walk out of their organization, you would be saying the same bad things about him. So for this reason, most interviewers would not like to hear anything unprofessional about your previous boss or supervisor. Coming to the next question, what is your idea about the best job? Now, the interviewer's main idea of asking what is your concept about the best job is to know from you what are the things you like doing. So when you are answering this question, don't weave all your fantasies together, what are all things you would really love. You should clearly demonstrate how you would achieve optimum professional growth in an environment which would make use of your strengths. So achieving optimum professional growth by giving the organization your best, that is, putting your strengths to the best utilization for your organization to the maximum, that is, giving good results and showing accomplishments for your organization. So it should not portray yourself as a lazy lamb, just describing all the nice things. Suppose you do like to party and you do like to have a kind of life which you want the company to provide for you free of cost, it would not be what the interviewer would like to hear from you. He would like to hear from you that you are a professional who wants to give your best to the company in exchange for what the company offers as a remuneration. So achieving optimum professional growth is what the interviewer would like to hear from you in this question, and you will have to describe how you will go about achieving professional growth. You can give instances about how you've done this in your previous organization, like what are the things that they have provided and what and how you grew in that organization. You can demonstrate clearly your accomplishments, how you achieve those accomplishments, and that is a clear way of showing how you professionally grew in your previous organization. Continuing with the questions, if you are in a team and supposing you are a team manager, what are the different kinds of people you would like to have in your team? This question the interviewer puts to you to know how good a team manager you are, like how well you can manage a team. So for the first part, how good a team manager you would be, you would clearly have to demonstrate how you can motivate your team members. You can take them along with you during crisis and during good times. And also how you are a good team manager, because this quality of managing a team is vital for any good team manager. So managing a team and delegating responsibilities. You should not take up all the work yourself and try to achieve those work yourself. You should clearly be able to delegate the work to all your co-workers or team members, and you will have to clearly demonstrate to the interviewer how your delegating powers would be, like how you delegated work, and how when you delegate work you would take into consideration the strengths of your team members, which team member would be getting what kind of responsibilities each of them would be getting according to their strengths and weaknesses. So how you motivate, how you manage, and how you delegate your responsibilities as a team manager, you will have to clearly tell the interviewer.